Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
Petco Park on this Friday night. Giancarlo Stanton did the damage last evening. 11th inning, 11 home runs for Stanton as the Marlins in first place won it 3-1. Everett Cabrera heating up. The Padres need that spark at the top of the lineup. He'll be facing a tough young right-hander tonight as we welcome you to Petco Park. It's game 2 of the 4-game series. The Miami Marlins and the San Diego Padres as the Padres salute that outstanding basketball team this past season, the Aztecs of San Diego State. And Coach Steve Fisher, who will join us in the 3rd inning tonight. Well, welcome aboard with Mark Grant, Dick Enberg. We start the weekend. Miami, very impressive last night, winning in 11 innings, 3-1. And the Padres going to have to pit arguably the best young pitcher in baseball.
Yeah, and he's worth the price of admission. The guy by the name of Jose Fernandez, only 21 years old. He's got the whole package. All of his pitches are plus above average pitches for the young right-hander. And when you look at the ranks, Major League Baseball ranks, folks. First in strikeouts, opponents only hitting 176, that's third. And then the ERA, and then 4 wins. 35 career starts in the big leagues, Dick. 30 of the 35, Jose Fernandez has given up 5 hits or fewer. It's going to be a challenge tonight for these Padre hitters. But also on the other flip side of the coin, if Tyson Ross is on his game, it's going to be tough for these fish to put the ball in play as well.
Just a quick note on Fernandez. He's faced the Padres twice, shut him out both times. So Tyson Ross, he has that challenge tonight. I'm going to beat the best. They say he's the best in the American National League. Let's see what I can do.
Absolutely, that's a good point. And he's going to have to match Jose Fernandez if he is on his game is 0 for 0. And Dick, we have seen Tyson Ross on his game as well. It's all about getting ahead with the fastball so he can put away hitters with that wipeout slider. Against the Diamondbacks, he walked away with a no decision, but that is better than a quality start. 7 innings, 7 hits, only 1 earned run. Look at the few walks, only 1 with 5 strikeouts. We could have a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel here tonight at Petco Park. 2 good right-handers going in tonight's ball game.
Well, he likes pitching here at Petco. His ERA in his 19 games at Petco Park, 1.90. Tyson Ross for the Padres. Jose Fernandez, the Miami Marlins. More on the big right-hander from Oakland, California with Chris Button when we come back.
and the Marlins. Tyson Ross on the mound for the Padres tonight, coming off one of his better starts of the season against the Diamondbacks. He went 7 innings, giving up just 1 earned run and allowing just 1 walk. I talked to Yasmani Grandal about the key to having a successful start tonight. He said it's being aggressive.
He's been attacking hitters, and he has the stuff to attack a hitter, and when he falls back, he comes back and attacks him more. So that's the one thing that I've seen, and I talked to him about a little bit.
It is a power pitching duel tonight. Jose Fernandez versus Tyson Ross. First pitch is coming up on Fox Sports San Diego.
Slurve. Wait. Another strikeout. Makes it another. That's a swing and a miss. Two power pitchers, 27-year-old Tyson Ross for the Padres. They're winning as hurler, 3-3. And the 21-year-old Jose Fernandez, he is 4-1. The National League Rookie of the Year a season ago. He's pitched against the Padres twice and shut them out both times. But it's Ross who will be in action first. And let's check the Marlins lineup. This is how they'll hit tonight for skipper Mike Redmond. Yelich, well, it's the same lineup as last night. Yelich, Dietrich, Stanton, McGee in the cleanup spot, Saltalamacchia, the catcher, hits 5th, Garrett Jones 6th, Marcell Ozuna, then Adeiny Hechavarria, and Jose Fernandez on the mound batting 9th.
And the scouting report for 6'6" Tyson Ross. A great outing last time against the Diamondbacks. Plain and simple, folks. 1-2 count, yes. 2-1 count, ain't going to cut it. And as always, the scouting report brought to you by Jaguar of San Diego.
Yeah, that third pitch is so important, isn't it, to get that 1-2 advantage.
Yep.
Well, Christian Yelich, young 22-year-old from north of Los Angeles, Thousand Oaks. Had a big hit last night, a double back in the 6th inning, scored the runoff Ian Kennedy to tie the game at 1. First pitch of the game is downstairs, ball 1. Russ, all threes, 3 wins, 3 losses, and an ERA of 3.3. and falls behind 2-0. Ed Hickox calling the balls and strikes tonight with Barrett, DeMuth, and Culp on the bases. Both pitchers work at a speedy pace. 2-1. Went to a slider.
Behind the count 2-0 as well. Shows a lot of confidence early in that breaking ball. I'm excited about tonight's game.
Yeah, this should be a beauty if you like pitchers. Two of the best on the mound tonight. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Yelich.
Tyson's got to be fired up as well. He's had a chance to scout this team and see yesterday's game from the dugout and the video room.
Big fireworks show after the game tonight. Friday fireworks. Usually you think about hitting in that regard, but it might be the pitchers. That's on the inside corner. Did he go? Yes, he did. Yelich is down. Ross with a strikeout to open the game.
Well, you see the check swing, and he does not check it. He goes. If he hits it, it's a double, for crying out loud.
Padres defense tonight brought to you by Aramco Mortgage with Seth Smith, Cameron Maven, Will Venable in the outfield, left to right, around the horn, Amarista Cabrera, Jerko and Alonso, Grandal receiving the offerings of right-hander Tyson Ross. Here's Derek Dietrich. He had the base hit in the 6th inning that brought home Yelich to tie the game at 1. Then it went all the way to the 11th, and Stanton with the 2-run homer to win it for the Marlins. Changeup.
Hey, you know, Dick, this could be.
Oh, actually, that was the fastball.
Yeah, you know what? I thought the same thing, Dick, because of the movement on it. That was tremendous movement as we look at Ian Kennedy's line from yesterday.
And a home run. Kennedy just pitched brilliantly. The best game as a Padre, I think.
Hey, this game tonight, as Ian Kennedy enjoys watching this big league ball game, this could be the battle of the sliders. This is a slider right here from Tyson Ross, working around it, down in the zone. Some great depth on that pitch.
Oh. Swing and a miss, and a couple of strikeouts for Tyson Ross to start things.
There is the grip from Tyson Ross's slider. You can see that middle finger on that seam, so you can get the good pull when he works around that baseball. And you see the tilt, you see the depth, the trajectory of that pitch. And that's the key. Starting it towards the middle of the zone, maybe just above the knees, a hitter commits, and by that time, it's the point of no return.
Giancarlo Stanton, the superstar 24-year-old, hitting 3rd in the Marlins lineup, leading the National League in home runs with 11, leading the major leagues with 40 runs batted in. 1-1 the count. Great athlete at Sherman Oaks High School, or Notre Dame in Sherman Oaks in the San Fernando Valley. In fact, he was going to USC on a football scholarship. Pete Carroll wanted him as a wide receiver. Inside, 2-1.
And you know, that doesn't surprise me, Dick. Just by watching this kid play the game of baseball, he's probably a darn good checkers player as well.
Yeah, well, he was a 3 sports star, and actually baseball was his 3rd game. And 3-1 now to Stanton. Slugging percentage of .610. He has immense strength. That home run last night was just a laser. And he misses again, does Ross, and a 2-out walk to Stanton. You can't fault any pitcher for walking Stanton.
No.
Casey McGee, former Milwaukee Brewer, played in Japan last year. Interesting statistics for McGee. Look at 308, 23 runs batted in. That's in the top 10 in the National League with no home runs. That's hard to do.
Yeah, and you know, doubles are okay in that ballpark in Florida, which has the big gaps. Casey McGee, he realizes, hey, if Stanton's going to get on base, Dietrich, Yelich, I'll drive him in with a single or a double.
Check swing strike. Stanton will steal you a base. He has 3 this year. You see how big he is standing next to Alonso. Whoa! That one hits Ross, and the throw to first pulls him off the bag. Grandal's throw might have gotten McGee, but now a concern for Ross. I don't think he got much of a glove on it. They're going to call it a hit, but he took that right into the body. A line shot, and in the legs it appeared, but tough to tell. And then Grandal throws wide. Here we go. And the back of the right leg.
Well, the concern is Todd Hutchison, the head trainer for the Padres, and Bud Black. They really haven't indicated any body language or kind of examined Tyson to give us a full indication of where it's at. As Todd now is, as you mentioned, Dick, on the right leg, it looks like.
It's like in the calf, back of the right leg. And here's where you'd really like to be able to have him come back in the locker, take off his trousers, and see just how that injury might be. But he took a full force line drive on that. He did not get a glove on it.
And that ball, it didn't, it wasn't a glancing blow because it was coming right back towards home plate. So
99-mile-an-hour line drive. You're only at the follow through. You're only about 55 feet from the bat.
And it's his push-off leg. So, and like we know with any injury, you get hit with a baseball. Initially, it's going to take a while before that really starts to set in, if there's any pain at all.
That gentleman, is that the ball that hit Ross? I'm trying to figure out why we took a shot at him. Jose Fernandez waiting his turn. Now the concern, and Tyson Ross is going to be watched very closely and carefully, because the pitcher's legs are everything, and if he starts to favor that injury, that pain, then you put more pressure on the arm. So they're not going to use this as an experiment. He's going to show them immediately that he can still pitch, or the Padres will have to go to the pen. Jared Saltalamacchia, the catcher, hitting .287. Struck out all 4 times last night. He didn't sleep very well.
Hey, that's a good sign right there, right? First pitch strike.
Went with the fastball at 94, so he's at full velocity. 2 on, 2 out here in the Marlins' first inning. 1-1. Walked to Stanton, and McGee with that shot right back through the box for an infield hit.
Dick, the other concern is that pitchers, after getting hit with something like that, altering their mechanics, right? Have to keep an eye on that as well. First thing is probably, like you said, the velocity. Okay, 94 from Tyson Ross. That's where he is. He could pump it up a little higher if he needed. If he needed to do that.
But he's passed that test. And the other part of this is when he does go back to the dugout, will it stiffen up?
Yeah, the wait and see process. That's the part that you have to be kind of concerned about.
That fastball at 93.
We talked about Tyson Ross. It's in the back part of his right leg, and one of the things he started to do maybe 3 or 4 starts ago is use that backside and lengthen out that stride a little bit, using that big frame of his to get behind that fastball and get behind that slider.
Fouled at the plate, 2-2.
Good location on the slider. Nicely done. It had good tilt to it.
Trying to check these Marlins. They're in first place, a half game ahead of Washington in the National League East. And the count goes full at 96. That miss. So Stanton from second, McGee from first, off with the pitch. On deck is Garrett Jones, the power hitting first baseman. Foul back.
That looked like a four-seam fastball from Tyson Ross. Coming right into your living room. Hope you're wearing your glove at home.
Helps if you're right-handed, because you'd have the glove on that left side.
Exactly.
Lean out there off the couch.
Yep.
Protect Aunt Hepzibah so she doesn't get hit.
So he throws him a breaky ball right here. Confidence in the slider.
Ground ball to first, backhanded by Alonso, takes it to the sack himself for the out. Marlins leave 2. We'll see if that shot at the leg of Ross bothers him when we come back. Seven throws effortlessly. Great stuff. Let's check the Padres starting lineup, brought to you by Toyota. Will Venable will lead it off. Then Everett Cabrera, a couple of base hits last night. Seth Smith, last 20 games batting at a .333 clip. Then Yasmani Grandal in the cleanup spot. Jed Jerko, Cameron Maybin, Yonder Alonso hit 7th. Alexi Amarista 8th, and Tyson Ross on the mound.
Well, here he is, the right-hander, Jose Fernandez. He's got electric stuff. We've documented that. Get a fastball and early, get it and hit it. Hopefully up in the zone. Kind of like Tyson Ross. When he gets ahead, he flips that slider up there. He's got one heck of a breaking ball as well.
Venable swings at the first pitch, and into the hole goes Dietrich to throw him out. 1 pitch, 1 out for Fernandez as we check the Marlins defense. Brought to you by Honda. Here are the men behind the pitcher with the big orange glove. Yelich, Ozuna, Stanton left to right in the outfield. McGee and Jones at the corners. Echeverria and Dietrich up the middle. And Saltalamacchia behind the plate for Fernandez. Parents escaped from Cuba under gunfire when he was 15 years of age. Went to high school in Tampa. First pitch is in to Cabrera. In fact, on that midnight escape from the island of Cuba with no lights on the boat and under gunfire, as they got out in the middle of the ocean, someone fell overboard. There were more than his family in the boat. Swing and a miss. At 15, he dived into the water to rescue this unknown person, pulled them back into the boat, and when they got all set in the boat, he realized he had saved his mother. Well, with Mother's Day coming up on Sunday, what a story. 2 strikes. Cabrera. That'll make it all the way up to the top deck. Well, the Padres, perhaps with some study, will figure out what can they do against him. He's pitched against them twice last year. He beat them 4-0. This year 5-0. total of almost 15 innings, no runs, and only 5 hits allowed. Spoils one there, does Cabrera.
That looked like a little breaking ball right there from Fernandez.
Now, in his brief career at home, he's unbeaten. Fernandez, 12-0. But on the road, he's more normal, 4-7, despite a pretty good ERA of 3.63. So not quite the same pitcher away from South Florida. Late swing off the screen that protects the first base dugout. Now there it is. ERA, a lot of pitchers will take 3.63, but
yeah.
The 4.7 record away from the Marlins home in Miami. Batting average only 210 on the road.
Yeah, so not getting much support in that 4-7 record.
Outside, 1-2.
There's the 87-mile-an-hour changeup from Jose Fernandez.
Just watching him warm up, Mark Grant.
Yeah.
He was throwing 90 miles an hour just tossing the ball.
Yeah,
up there.
he's got a pretty clean delivery. 3/4. That looked like a breaking ball there out of the hand, and great extension.
Out of play. That old expression, bow your back, on that replay.
Yeah, exactly. And he's not afraid. He's very aggressive. I think one of the ways you can get to Jose Fernandez is if he falls into a mode where he starts to overthrow a little bit. Then he'll get a little wild with his fastball command. Won't have that command of the breaking ball.
And another foul. Cabrera with a tough at bat against Jose Fernandez. The other part of his game that fans and his teammates appreciate, he gets the ball and throws it. He's one of the quickest between pitches of any National Leaguer. He takes less than 20 seconds between pitches. That's the 3rd fastest in the National League at 19.3 seconds to be exact. Back over the mound. Cabrera sprinting toward first. The throw. Echeverria takes him by a half step.
Let's take a look at Jose Fernandez a little closer. There's the nasty changeup. Looks like a fastball. There's the breaky ball. It's got a big break to it, and he could change speeds with that as well because he'll drop the slow one in there as well. So curveball, but yet 2 pitches. We talked about the fastball. How about the fastball down? Great command down and away. And then Fernandez, when he's ahead, what can he do? Oh, he can go up the ladder with the best of them. So really, he might have 3 pitches, Dick, but he could change speeds on those 3. And actually, it's like a 6-pitch repertoire from Fernandez.
First pitch strike at 94 to Seth Smith. Solid average at 293. Last 20 games, as we mentioned, hitting 333. Center field, but not hit very hard. And it's the right fielder, Stanton, that streaks in front of Ozuna to make the catch. 1-2-3 for Fernandez. No score after 1.
You saw Tyson Ross take that ball off of his leg. Well, during that last inning, he went into the clubhouse, maybe there just maybe a minute or two, came back out, and it was like it was any other inning, sitting there looking over his notes, drinking his Powerade, wasn't favoring it, wasn't stretching it, wasn't working on it at all, guys.
All right, thanks, Chris, for that update. You know, it's fortunate that he had his leg turned. If he had taken that shot on the front of the leg and shin, that could have been really severe.
Yeah, got him in a meaty part of that leg, so that's a good point, Dick. No question about that. And once again, it's his right calf, it looked like, his push-off leg off that rubber.
Garrett Jones, the hitter, 1-1 to the first baseman. Former Pirate, batting .252. And he pounds one off his front foot. That's a testimony to that slider.
Yep. And not much a left-handed hitter can do with that perfectly placed slider down and in. You're going to swing over the top of it. Oh,
that's a shin
that
burger.
is a shin burger. Wow.
Hold the French fries. Huh?
You know what that feels like?
I can't imagine.
Go into your garage, get your dad's toolbox, and grab a hammer, and just hit yourself right on the shin.
Swing and a miss.
And you'll be a little reluctant to swing in another one of those after getting a shin burger. That wasn't only a shin burger, that was a shin burger with cheese.
3 strikeouts now. Anything we can do to bring food into the conversation.
Yeah, look, he wants no part of this pitch right there. That's not the Garrett Jones swing that we're used to seeing, right? I think he's still thinking about that ball off the shin.
So 1 out, and here's Marcell Ozuna, the center fielder. Not a bad start for Ozuna. He's got 5 home runs. Off the head of the bat, fair ball. Easy play for Alonso, 2 away.
And it would be ideal, right, Dick, for Tyson Ross to have a nice quick inning here.
Quick innings are a good thing, right, pitcher?
Yep, absolutely.
As a right-hander, you know.
Get in there, let your offense work, hopefully, and maybe take another look at that leg if possible, just to make sure he's A-OK. Doesn't seem to be bothering him this inning. That's a good sign.
His brother Joe Ross, who pitches up at Lake Elsinore, is having a good season. He's 3-2 with a 2.58 ERA. That's the second best earned run average in the entire minor league system for the Padres. So we may see another Ross in the near future. Danny Echeverria takes a strike. Brain Trust there. Bud Black, Doc Roberts, Aaron Bolsley. Wouldn't it be fun to be able to hear all their conversation in the course of the game? Line drive. Jerko has to go off his glove into shallow center field, and Echeverria has a base hit with 2 outs here in the second.
The ball was hit solidly. Echeverria does a nice job kind of getting inside that baseball, and Jed Jerko eats him up to his right.
So a couple of hits, one off the pitcher and one off the glove of the second baseman. And here's Fernandez, who's not a bad hitter now. He's 203 with a home run in his brief career. Looks like a hitter. Fastball at 94.
Well, he's free and easy, isn't he, Tyson Ross? I mean, it doesn't look like it's that hard because he's just so free and easy and the ball jumps out of his hand. But you look up at the gun, it's 94, 96.
That's going off almost the face of the press box. Fan makes a good play. Echeverria at first with 2 outs.
You got to think slider here, don't you think?
You got to treat him like a regular hitter. There it is. And fouled away.
Fernandez kind of smiling there. It's like, huh, okay.
Pretty good.
It's a pretty good looking slider there. Showing me some respect. 0-2. He's not just going to lay it in there. They say he's a great kid, by the way. Jose Fernandez works his tail off. One of the nicest kids you'll ever want to meet.
Having fun.
Yep. Fastball away.
Oh, good hack.
Whoa.
He was picked in the first round in 2011. As the 14th player selected. Check swing, and he went around, says plate umpire Ed Hickox. And in 2 innings, Tyson Ross 4 strikeouts. Yasmani Grandal, another former Cuban, will face the Cuban right-hander Fernandez when we come back. The second. Fun in the dugout. 2 Cubans go head to head. This is before the game tonight. Xavier Thames, the brilliant point guard for the San Diego State Aztecs, for the opening pitch, and former San Diego State baseball star Bud Black liked it all. As Steve Fisher, the head man, basketball program, one of the best in the country, joins us. Here in the bottom of the second, Yasmani Grandal leads it off. I said former Cuban. They're still Cuban.
I got you, Professor. It's all good.
1-1.
How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great. We are so excited to be here, and all the Padres, starting with an Aztec for life, Buddy Black, have made us feel so welcome, and it's been great. We've enjoyed it immensely.
Good.
Fans enjoyed being able to salute you in the great season you had again to the final 16, and already looking forward to next year. You've got the best recruiting class in the history of the program, from what I hear.
That's what they're telling me, so we'll find out. We'll find out. We'll be hard pressed to duplicate 31 wins, which is what we had this year.
Coach, if there's one thing about your club for next year that you would like to maybe get a little better at, what would it be?
Well, everybody says who's going to replace Xavier Thames,
right.
And I'm one of those guys that are saying who's going to replace X, and that'll be a top priority for us, finding a point guard.
And I would have said, can you find another 2-guard that can shoot those threes? You need that to be a regular habit. At times you had it, at times you could have used a little more last year.
You're exactly right. We had a hard time consistently making shots.
Ground ball, fair ball, and a nice play made by the first baseman, but he can't make the throw, and Fernandez kicks it into foul territory. Jones did his part, but then an awkward throw, and Fernandez couldn't handle that short hop. Grandal aboard. We'll see how the official score rules it. Well, they finished 31-5, a team that was picked to finish 4th in the preseason, all the way to the round of 16. Lost to a terrific Arizona team. So 5 in a row now. Tournament bids, 31 games, second most in school history. That's pretty good report card, Coach.
Yeah, we're very proud of it. And I'm going to get back on what you said before. You asked who's going to be able to make some shots for us. We got a local, Trey Kell from St. Augustine, that we really like. He can score the ball. And I think we'll have some guys that'll come back better shooters than they were when they left the season.
That ball is hit well to right field by Jerko. Well back. It's gone. Touch a ball. Jed Jerko. Oh, it had that great sound. And Jerko follows Grandal on the Grand Tour, and the Padres take a 2-0 lead. Number 4 for the Padres second baseman.
Well, one of the nuggets on the scouting report this evening off of Jose Fernandez was to get a fastball and jump on it. That looks like a fastball, and Jed Jerko backs that one up nicely. And, Coach, he took him to the jack track. What do you say about that?
That was big time. You're exactly right. You are exactly right. I'm glad we were here to witness it. Hopefully we'll have a few more before the night's over.
Well, if they score more runs this inning, you ain't going anywhere.
And it's Cameron Maben driving this ball to deep center field. And Ozuna makes the catch against the wall. Maben flirts with back-to-back home runs. So the Padres with a couple here in the second, and for Jed Jerko, you knew he'd been stewing all night long after last evening, the error that led to Stanton's 2-run homer in the 11th inning. He couldn't wait to get up there and atones for the error last night with the home run to right.
Hey, Cameron Maben, even though it was an out, put a good swing on it, and off the bat of Jed Jerko, the home run, 95.7 miles per hour off of Jed's bat. Going the opposite way.
That ball is hit well by Yonder Alonso. What's going on here? That's deep. And that's off the screen in right center. And Alonso pulls into second with a double. Well, isn't this a sweet inning for the Padres, who have had so much difficulty collecting hits and big hits? And all 3 balls after Grandal's ball was hit hard. All 4 balls in the inning have been crushed.
It's the Fisher factor.
I don't think it's a Fisher factor, but I sat here several times with you way back when Tony Gwynn was doing that, another Aztec. And somebody told me today's his birthday.
It is his birthday, so Coach.
I'd like to, along with you probably already have, wish Tony a happy birthday.
It was on the list, 54 years of age today. Yes, happy birthday to Mr. Padre.
And you know, gentlemen, if anybody needed that, Yonder Alonso needed that.
Yeah. That's the kind of 2-base hit that made him very popular with the Padre fans when he came over from Cincinnati. So 1-out double, and Alexi Amarista with a chance to add on to the 2-0 lead.
There's Mr. Padre, the statue.
The 4 plays in this inning were on 4 consecutive pitches. Grandal on the first pitch, and well, we saw that Venable swung at the first pitch of the game. So the Padres, apparently that's part of the game plan.
I think so, Dick. Oh, the ball off the bat of Yonder Alonso, 102.4 miles an hour. He crushed that ball.
Wild wave by Amarista, 1-2.
So you love coming out to the ball yard, Coach?
I really do. I was here last night. We had an Aztec function on the roof of the Western Metal Supply Company building, and had a great time. And I love coming. It's a beautiful park, and the Padres are, again, as I said, such great hosts.
Echeverria just does get Amarista 2 away. Coach, we had Rocky Long, and the football program was here last night, and that was part of the Aztec function, and he came up to visit with us. I know you're in different quarters and you're busy when he's recruiting and vice versa. What kind of relationship do you have with the head football coach?
A tremendous relationship. Rocky is a phenomenal guy. One nice thing about San Diego State, it's called the Fowler Center now. That building.
Well, Ross bounces to short. And that'll end the inning. The Padres get 2. You can stay another half inning, can't you?
I would love to.
Yeah. You know, you get an extra check. You get a little bonus.
Yeah.
Just like education.
Yeah, exactly.
Ted Jericho, a 2-run homer, and the Padres enjoy a 2-0 early lead. At field, number 4 on the season, have a 2-0 lead against Jose Fernandez as we go to the top of the 3rd, top of the order for the Miami Marlins. It'll be Yelich, Dietrich, and Stanton as we continue our visit with San Diego State's brilliant head basketball coach Steve Fisher, who's done so much for the program and for the community. And I just, I've had my great years with John Wooden, and I have the same feeling about you, Coach. This city just wants to give you a big hug every time they see you on TV or see you in person, and that's the kind of relationship you've developed not only with basketball fans but with the community.
I'm going to let this pitch go and let you call that. I'll go on. We have been embraced, and it's an amazing feeling to have. And everybody loves a winner, but there's something special about kind of what our program has become, and all our fans truly appreciate what's going on there, and we're just privileged to be a part of it.
The only problem, though, on campus, that arena, you've got to get more enthusiasm in there,
None better in America, Dick. None better anywhere.
They are terrific.
Now, when you have recruits come in, Coach, do you show them a tape of the show, or do they come to it? You bring them to a game, obviously, sometimes, so they get a taste of the environment.
We bring them to the games, and that sometimes seals the deal.
Yeah.
The atmosphere in our building. No other school in the state of California, no disrespect to any of the others, because there's some great programs, have what we have right now in our building. It's sensational.
The spontaneity of the student body cheers. I mean, they just make up some great cheers as a game goes along. It's amazing.
They really do. And they get into the heads of the opponents too as the game goes on. They're good.
3-1 pitch misses low, and Yelich, the leadoff man, is aboard on a leadoff walk.
Here they are. Now they're right behind the basket, right? One of the baskets.
Yes, they are.
The show. So they
at the end where the visitors are.
Okay.
Well, you had such great rebounding last year, offensively and defensively. And here's the Friar coming over to say hello to your team along the first baseline tonight. I don't think he can make it on your squad next year. You look like you can put him down the end of the bench with you, I guess.
He could do some boxing out down in the paint, probably.
You know how all of us are. I mean, we're taking pictures with the Friar and taking pictures of the clubhouse as Buddy walked us through. We love being in this environment, and this has been spectacular.
Yelich walks, and here's Derek Dietrich, he struck out the first time. Don't like to walk that leadoff man.
Coach, one of the positives for next year, I'm reading right here. Expected return 12 of 15 players who saw action last year. That's a good thing, right?
That's not a bad start. And we got 4 players who are pretty good also. Dick made reference. On paper, it's the best recruiting class we've had in our 15 years there. And we're hoping that paper will turn into reality.
That's a strike.
How much of your recruiting talk when you talk to a senior, a local kid, like for instance
Trey Kell
from St. Augustine, how much do you tell him, you know what, it shows a lot of pride staying in your town where you played high school basketball to continue in college in the same city? How much do you talk about that?
We talk about that all the time. And you talk about Trey Kell on his short list: Arizona, UCLA, Vanderbilt, and San Diego State. And he chose to stay home. And he chose to stay home for a lot of reasons. One, family, friends can see him play. But also, he wants to win a national championship and thinks he can do that as easily here as he could at any of those other spots.
Nice. I like that thinking. Our fans will love that. We asked Rocky Long last night about the power of television, and you can't deny the fact that in terms of recruiting and publicizing your program, national television helps you out. Your thoughts about your success and being more on national TV?
It's whatever player aspires to. So rather than, sometimes you find reasons to complain. You know how that is. You complain about stuff that you should say, we're thankful we've got it. And that's TV. We've had to change some game times and stuff, but we get exposed from coast to coast. And it's great publicity, and it's great for recruiting, and it's great for growing your program. We love it.
Fans finally got to see and recognize what a talented player X Thames was.
No question. Absolutely no question.
Boy, did he come through time and time again for you last year when you needed the big play?
He played, Dick and Mark, as well as any guard in the United States of America played. You look at his body of work, he played as good as any guard in the country.
So Alonso could be 2, 3, 6, back to first. Not in time. A little juggle on the catch and throw by Cabrera at second base. And that allowed Dietrich, who can run well, to beat the relay. But they erase the front man, and that'll bring up Stanton.
Coach, a possible double play. What's a great double play? What's the equivalent on the hardwood? A breakaway slam dunk?
I would say maybe a slam dunk, then to steal the inbound pass and shoot in a 3. How would that be?
That'll work.
Now here's a young man. He was Mike Stanton when the Marlins drafted him because none of his teachers and classmates could pronounce Giancarlo. So he used his middle name, Mike Stanton, up at Notre Dame and Sherman Oaks. Did you happen to see him play any basketball? They said he would play with his back to the basket.
I did see him play. He's an athlete. I think he went from football to basketball to baseball.
He did.
But he was a very, very good basketball player.
Pretty fair baseball player at 24, leads the majors in RBIs and leads the league in home runs.
I think he might have found the right sport to hang on to.
So people, when they changed his name or use of the name Giancarlo, they said, oh, now you're in the big leagues, you're getting fancy on us. No, that's my first name. I used Mike because no one could pronounce it when I was a little guy. That's in there, 2-1. His dad is Irish, loves the Italians. That's why they gave him the Italian name, Giancarlo. Back to the mound. This could be 2. That's 1. Back to first. Oh, 1, 4, 3. Double play. Well, Coach, it's always great to have you here. You know you're always welcome.
Dick, thank you. Mark, thank you.
Coach, thank you so much.
I'm proud to be on here with both of you. Thank you so much for having us.
Go Aztecs. Huh?
Go Aztecs.
All right, Coach.
And go Padres.
See you in November. I know you fans have been waiting. We're not going to disappoint you. It is time for Keys to the Game, brought to you by your Honda.
Let's take a look at those keys. Don't let Stanton beat you. And when you look at the line score right now, a walk and a double play. And then that second was, let's get some runs. And these Padre hitters are jumping on the early fastball from Fernandez and getting good results early on. So now it's time to add on.
Well, they hit 4 balls right on the nose in that second inning. The air Grandal, but he hit that ball hard to first. There's a line drive to left, but charging and making the catch is Yelich. Got a good break on it and able to take a base hit away from Venable. But another well hit ball.
Yep. Just keep swinging, keep hacking, getting that one pitch of the at bat. And Will Venable is a low ball hitter, and he takes it that way very nicely. And nothing you can do there, William. You went with the pitch. Yelich just happened to be there to make the catch.
Cabrera grounded to short his first time up. Well, a reminder, folks, tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock at La Jolla Country Day School in La Jolla, Mike Pomerantz is going to be the public speaker. Give the address at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. No, I don't think they charge much, maybe a few dollars, but he's one of the great announcers and great people. So he'll get a chance to, fascinating career, went to Clemson, baseball player, newsman in New York City.
Yeah.
Now we're blessed to have him as part of our Fox Sports San Diego coverage, and got a lot of interesting stories. So why don't you join? I'm going to be out there tomorrow morning at 10. City Club meeting with at La Jolla Country Day. Fouled at the plate. You know, they have in television, they have what they call a Q score, and we in the business know what it is. They ask people who watch television to rate somebody on their popularity. Do you like them? And the believability. I mean, do you respect and believe them? And they take those 2 scores, and that's called a Q score, how quality score. Mm-hmm. You know, Mike Pomerantz, he's up in that A grade. Yeah, he's up in the A grade.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Double A++ for Mike Pomerantz.
First strikeout for Fernandez, 2 away. Well, our booth is going to be busy. We're going to make a trade, folks. A television trade. Tommy Hutton, the former Dodger and Major League star at several teams, and now the announcer in Miami, is going to come over and join us on San Diego, Fox Sports San Diego, and the trade consummated by man-for-man swap. No rosin bags or broken bats thrown in. Mark Krantz going to go over and talk to the Miami folks. That'll be in the, 5th inning?
5th inning. Rich Waltz does the play-by-play for the Marlins on their network. Should be fun.
That ball hit fairly well to right field. Back goes Stanton, and the ball bounces off his glove, and it's in play. And Seth Smith is on his way to third, a near home run. And they may even want to review that. That was close. Stanton, for a moment, it appeared he might have pulled it right off the top of the jack track. Unable to squeeze it. And here comes Bud Black. He was going to question the umpires as to whether or not that might have been a home run. Let's take a second look. Glove.
Oh, he brought it back in.
Yep, he flipped it.
Oh,
he flipped it back in.
What a great play by Stanton. Great timing, athletic ability in the glove, goes over and then brings it back, and the ball stays in the glove, right, Dick?
And then it flipped out. Had it flipped into the crowd, of course, it would have been a home run. So Smith denied the home run, has a triple. There you saw the athletic ability of Stanton.
Yes.
I guess he might have taken a rebound or 2 when he was in high school, the way he leaped up.
He timed that perfectly.
Now, this isn't a review demanded by Bud Black, I don't think. I think the umpires on a home run can ask for the review themselves.
Right.
But it appears that Stanton indeed did take the home run away. Ball was up in the webbing of his glove, and then when he hit the top of the wall, it flipped it out of.
This is a crew chief review because under the reviewable play rules of the umpire discretion, they have the discretion, Dick, of calling a home run, home plate collisions. So this is something that the umpires themselves can take upon themselves and say, hey, you know what? It happened so quickly. It looked like it may have been a home run, may not. So they're going to go to New York and get their reading on it. So with this set, because Bud Black went out, this would not be a challenge.
No, it's not a challenge
by Bud Black.
It's a win-win, except that if they call it a triple, it's not the win of a home run. But it seemed quite apparent to us that the ball was in the glove.
Yeah.
And when he hit the wall contact with the wall created the action that knocked the ball free. And Seth Smith, to his credit, didn't slow down. He ran it all the way into a triple. I'd be shocked if they call that a home run. Yeah, triple.
That's the right call, right? That's what
it
we
is
saw.
the right call.
Yeah.
So Stanton defensively,
I tell you what,
took away a run.
That is one heck of a play. Let's look again. Perfect timing. Watch, the ball will go inside Stanton's glove. It's still in the glove. Now the glove does make contact up above, but that doesn't matter because he flips it back into play. Therefore, it's still a hot potato, and that's a triple for Seth Smith.
So with 2 outs, Grandal with a chance to pick up Smith and add to the 2-0 Padre lead. And again, hacking on the first pitch. That has been the strategy tonight against Jose Fernandez. Safe on an error in the second inning. First baseman Jones throwing wildly to Fernandez covering, and then Jerko followed with a 2-run homer. Curveball in on the hands, 0-2. Three pitches and a strikeout for Fernandez, leaving Smith at third. But the Padres, after 3 behind Tyson Ross and a homer by Jerko, lead it 2-0.
It was Jed Jerko with the home run today, but yesterday it was Ian Kennedy, and he was hysterical talking about it. He said, you know, I hit the ball, I thought it was gone, and then I reminded myself, hey, this is Petco Park, probably not gone quite yet. Did you know, though, first home run since high school, guys.
Oh.
I asked him where this ranks in his career of wins and accolades. He said, you know, there comes to a point where I just never thought it was actually going to happen, so I don't know if I can rank it for you.
That was one heck of a swing.
It really was, and what an effort. 12 strikeouts and a home run. You know, that's only happened since 2000. Only happened twice.
Yep.
Mad Bum, Madison Bumgarner,
that's right,
is the other in the National League.
And Chris, that guy flicking seeds next year had one heck of a swing last year as well, Andrew Kashner.
Actually, Cash likes to break up pieces of bubble gum and just toss them at everybody. It's not actually seeds, it's gum. wasting gum, Cashner, over there.
He had his big thrill, and he said it was the biggest thrill of the season, his home run last year. Now, he may have exaggerated in the emotions of the moment.
Pretty good athletes. Majority of the pitchers are, wouldn't you say? I mean,
well, some of them. 2-2 to McGee, the cleanup hitter. He's the Marlin that drilled that line drive off the back of the leg of Ross in the first inning. Infield hit. Saltalamacchio, and then Jones to follow. Third baseman Amarista, a long throw for Alexi on the money. Well, speaking of Cashner and Kennedy, the home run hitting Padres, here they are.
Well, they both get balls right in their wheelhouse, and Cashner on the left, look at him. He gets to that baseball, and look at the bottom half. Mark Sweeney talks about driving with those legs. Both those pitchers, both those swings, using those legs to create that force and hit the sweet spot, hence a home run for two of the greatest athletes on that San Diego Padre baseball team. Thank you very much.
Yes, shift is on for Saltalamacchia as Cabrera stays on the shortstop side, and Amarista moves from third all the way to what would be the second baseman's position. So they keep Cabrera in the normal spot and move the third baseman on the right side of the infield. There's Alexi. 2-0. Saltalamacchia. That's a strike.
Well, Mark Sweeney, what do you think of those swings from Kennedy and Cashner?
Oh, I love them. I mean, hey, you always say it's the best athlete on the field. I always disagree with you, but that was pretty sweet last night.
3-1. How many home runs did you hit in your major league career?
Not too many. He was allergic to wood, Dick. You know that.
There's Kennedy getting extended, going to left center field, and that's not a cheapie, folks.
And fans in the dugout loved it.
I had no home runs, all singles. Thank you very much.
Anything off the wall? Do you ever have?
Come on, seriously? No. Horrible swing.
Could you bunt?
Decent.
Okay.
Mark Table Setter Grant.
Yeah. They used to call me the igniter.
Yep.
If I didn't ignite it offensively, I certainly ignited it out on the mound for the other team.
Alonso's been busy tonight. Another unassisted put out, his third of the game. And with two away, that'll bring up Garrett Jones.
In fact, Tim Flannery dubbed me with that. The igniter. You know, I'd get on base and I'd go from first to third on a base hit and then come in, score a run, and, you know, give me high fives. And then I'd be out on the mound. I'd give up a 3 spot. The igniter, igniting the other team.
Now, you'd have been good on Friday Night Fireworks night.
Yeah,
Huh?
exactly.
They could bill you as part of the program. Jones struck out swinging his first at bat.
You know, Dick and Mark, we were in the locker room today during batting practice, and we saw Andrew Cashner, and I said, that was sweet last night. And he lit up like a Christmas tree, and he said, you know what, I have to get another one. It's one of those friendly competitions that these guys have, and that's pretty awesome.
Wow.
Eric Stoltz, also in that home run club. I think those are the only 3 Padres with a big league home run.
Looked like Andrew Castro on the bench talking about the release point of the slider of Tyson Ross. That is a nasty slider.
And another strike 3 called. 5 strikeouts. Tyson Ross, Padres 2, Marlins nothing as we go to the bottom of the 4th. didn't try to pull the ball. He went with his power to the opposite field.
And he has tremendous power to the opposite field. You can take a look at this. He has a short stride, gets his foot down, and drives his legs through this. This is when he backs the ball up a little bit more, has a lot of power to that right center. Good to see Jed Jerko do that with that power swing of his.
And Mark, it could be that one little click, that one little thing in that swing can set him apart and send him on his way, right?
It's that comfort level, Mark, that you got to have, and you got to trust yourself of being able to back it up. You actually go a little bit quicker with your swing, that short, compact swing. Also, guys, after that error last night, that's pretty sweet. It says a lot about Jed Jerko on his first at bat.
Yeah,
absolutely. He went after the first pitch again at this at bat. So for the Padres, 8 of the 13 men that have faced Jose Fernandez have swung at either the first or second pitch. Yu Darvish, we're understanding the Texas Rangers, was 1 out away from a no-hitter tonight and gave up a base hit. And down goes Jerko. That's strikeout number 3 for Jose Fernandez.
And that game was in Texas. And David Ortiz of the Boston Red Sox breaks up the no-hit bid with 2 outs in the ninth.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the game. You got to get that 27th out. This reminds me of Nolan Ryan, who threw one of his no-hitters, maybe 2 with the Texas Rangers. He was 44 when he threw a no-hitter.
That's amazing. That is truly amazing.
His 7th and final no-hitter.
Well, you know what amazes me, Dick, is power pitchers. You talk no-hitters like Ryan. How many one-hitters he had?
He had a dozen.
Exactly. Isn't that amazing?
I told you the most heartbreaking of all, I was witness to at Anaheim Stadium. He had, I can't remember the team. I remember Rudy Maioli and Dave Chalk were the middle infielders for the Padres. And Ryan jams the hitter. Here's the no-hitter. But he jammed him so severely the pop fly wasn't very high. And Maioli, second baseman, looked at Chalk. Chalk looked at Maioli. The ball dropped right on second base for a hit.
It was one of those, you got it, I'll take it.
Well, and probably had they both gone for it, they would have collided. The ball wasn't hit very high.
Yeah.
That's how his no-hitter went. Or he'd had 8. Maben checks. And the count 2-2. Well, Maben just missed the home run his last time up. Took Ozuna, the center fielder, right to the wall and straightaway center to capture his drive.
Let's see what Saltalamacchia puts down here with the count being 2-2 to Cameron Maben.
Maben in his 11th game since coming off the DL. Hitting at a .375 pace.
Slider.
And the count goes 3-2.
Hey, good layoff right there. Sense a little frustration right there maybe from Jose Fernandez.
Yonder Alonso with a double his last time. Right down the middle. That's 3 consecutive strikeouts now for Fernandez. He got Grandal to end the 3rd, and Jerko and Maben to open the 4th.
Well, everybody has their own little warm-up routine. We've talked about Trevor Bauer throwing from county to county. Well, Jose Fernandez, he's got like a big, I'm guessing that's heavier than a baseball, just to kind of get up on top, get stretched out, and get extended a little bit. Mark Sweeney, what do you think of that?
Yeah. It hurts my shoulder just watching that.
Oh, I know.
It's hard to believe, only 21 years of age. First pitch misses to Alonso.
You know, guys, down here next to the dugout, looks like he's really upped the ante on his fastball velocity in this inning. A little intensity by Fernandez.
And a roller to first baseman, and Jones will take it to the bag. A 1-2-3 inning, the 4th for Jose Fernandez. On to the 5th. The Padres lead it 2-0. And joining us in our Fox Sports San Diego booth, a member of the Miami Marlins broadcast crew, Tommy Hutton. Distinguished 12-year Major League career, Dodgers and other teams, and now in his 50th year of professional baseball.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, Dick, with the playing and the broadcasting. But this is my 18th year with the Marlins. I've seen a couple World Series. I've seen a few down years, but this has been fun for the ball club.
You also worked with Montreal and Toronto and the Yankees as well. So
it's some ESPN stuff, yeah. And look at Mark Grant's over on the other side. How about that?
Uh-oh, that's going to be trouble there. All points alert in South Florida. Tyson Ross to Ozuna, Echeverria, and Fernandez, the lower third of the order for the Marlins in the 5th inning. Ozuna grounded to first his first at bat, and the count goes 1-1. What are your first impressions of Tyson Ross tonight?
Well, I think early on we were told what a great slider he has, and we were watching it. And what I've been interested in is seeing how the hitters adjust the second time around, if they've been able to lay off. I've seen some of the left-handers do that, but he has a real good slider, and he's got himself a 2-run lead too.
And it's been somewhat rare here of late for the Padres to get that early 2-run lead. The pitching has really been outstanding for San Diego, and your young staff in Miami. What arms, huh?
Well, both teams, that ball game last night, both teams, bullpens, the Padre bullpen's been tremendous, and it was good to see the Marlins bullpen pitch well because they have not been that tremendous lately.
And tomorrow we're going to see Nate Eovaldi and Sunday Henderson Alvarez. Their numbers are outstanding.
No shortage of 95-mile-an-hour fastballs.
Swing and a miss. And there is the slider, and it logs the 6th strikeout tonight for Tyson Ross.
The trend that's not a good trend for the Marlins, but a good trend for the Padres, is a lot of strikeouts. Last night, the Marlins struck out 17 times. We've been talking about the motion of Tyson Ross, and had a chance to talk to Buddy Black about it today. He's got, for a big guy, a shorter stride, and he stays on top of the ball so well, and that's what helps that slider.
6'5", and he's throwing downhill. One out to Echeverria, single to center field, his first time. Shortstop Cabrera tested, and 2 away. Well, you mentioned that these young arms of the Marlins are consistently the starters 95 or more. Back when you played, if somebody was throwing 95 miles an hour, that went right through the clubhouse like wildfire.
Yeah, I just read a nice article a while back in Sports Illustrated about the velocity increase over the last 35 years, and it has been that way. Of course, you also didn't realize exactly how hard guys were throwing because they didn't have radar guns.
Right.
You just went up and you said, that guy throws hard. that Seaver guy's got good stuff.
Who else threw really hard in your time?
Gibson threw hard. J.R. Richard with the Houston Astros, 6'8", he threw hard.
Yeah, even on television, that fastball would come and have a little rise at the end. Fernandez looks like he might swing the bat pretty well.
He's a good athlete all around. Runs the bases pretty well, feels his position nicely. And we'll talk about him when he goes back out on the mound. It's been an interesting start that we've seen for him tonight.
Mark Sweeney?
Yeah, Tommy, I wanted to ask you, too. A lot of people don't know about the pitching coach and developing at the big league level. Chuck Hernandez doing a wonderful job with pitching staff. What do you think about him?
Oh, Swain, that's a great point because Chuck's done a great job with a young pitching staff. I think certain pitching coaches fit with certain staffs, and with the young guys that he's had to work with, he's got a great demeanor, and he really works well with these guys.
See, Kohler at 27 is the oldest guy.
He's the old guy.
And 3-2 now for Fernandez. Well, it's going to be a interesting ride for the Marlins in the National League East. That's a contentious group. Only 4 games separating the 5 teams. Foul tip, strike 3. 7 strikeouts for Tyson Ross. 8 in a row retired. We're at the halfway mark in this one. 4.5 in the book. And the Padres lead Miami 2-0. Is on television back in South Florida on Fox Sports Miami, and a long-time good guy in our profession, and I'm old enough to remember seeing you there at first base, always marveling at the fact, how can a guy so short play first base? Because he had great hands.
Hey, and I'm old enough to remember you broadcasting all those games in Southern California with the Bruins and the Angels.
Living the dream, Tommy. Boy, it sure beats working this part of the business, doesn't it? Tough road trip for you fellas. 4 here and then 3 in L.A. as Amarista pulls it foul.
I think it's an important road trip for the Marlins because they've played so well at home. They've gone 17-5 at home and off to a 3-10 start on the road. So to come here, then go to Los Angeles, 4 games then up in San Francisco, I think they can make a little bit of a statement, but it's going to be tough because they're going to face some good teams.
It's a litmus test for you. I mean, if you can come out of that 11 games, say 6-5 even, you figure you belong, because you're going to see great pitching here against the Padres, and it's certainly going to be the same as you move north.
The Marlins are a ball club we would talk about early in the year and say if they're not in contention, and they very well could be, you don't know, but if they're not, they're going to be a team that other teams aren't going to want to face in September because of the pitching they have.
Absolutely. Well, Stanton has just been phenomenal. Huh?
He's a treat to watch. The most fun he gives us is when we watch him in batting practice.
Ground ball right side. Dietrich closes the hole and 1 away.
I wanted to talk, and with Mark Sweeney on with us, I wanted to talk a little bit about Jose and the approach the Padre hitters have had. The first inning he used his changeup a little bit. Then he started going first pitch fastball, and the Padre hitters, to their credit, were jumping all over that heat. It didn't matter how hard it was.
Tommy, I thought that, you see the 91, 92, and you're thinking that's a fastball, and yes, that's the changeup. And I think the Padres definitely have that pride factor coming into this and understanding they had to step up to this challenge, and you can see that their at bats are definitely locked in today rather than some other situations.
Yeah, and I think also the base hits have all been fastballs middle of the plate, about belt high, and all of a sudden, though, the last couple of innings we've seen a little different Jose Fernandez.
Russ takes a seat on a 3-pitch strikeout. That's 5 total for Fernandez. Well, the National League leader's fastball velocity, and we're going to see Nate Eovaldi tomorrow night as he'll go against Eric Stoltz of the Padres. Garrett Cole Pittsburgh. Peralta, we've seen him earlier in Milwaukee. There's Fernandez, 4th average at 95.3, and Zach Wheeler.
I'll give you a little tip on Eovaldi. Sweeney will probably file this one away. He's been using his slider and curveball a little bit more. I mean, he has that fastball, but Eovaldi, you'll see a few more sliders and curves.
You know, Tommy, talking to Chuck Hernandez, the pitching coach that we alluded earlier, but that's what he said. Nate Eovaldi, to make that next climb, he has to have that consistency with that breaking ball. The fastball is always going to be there, but he said that breaking ball has definitely been a huge addition to his arsenal.
2-1 now. Fernandez working on Venable. And how about young Carter Capps last night? He hit 101.
he hit 100. He was on the highway 101.
Whoa. At the knees, and 2-2 to Venable, who has grounded to second and lined to left.
But it seems like nowadays every bullpen has 3 or 4 guys that throw 95 or more.
And the count full to Venable with 2 outs here in the 5th. Well, we'd hoped we'd had a little longer inning here, Tommy Hutton, so we could expose.
It's the way it works sometimes. Then when you have that guest that you want to get rid of,
right?
You have about a 12-run inning.
4 pitching changes. High fly ball, right field, innocent. Stanton waiting for it to come out of the night. And that's it for the Padres in order in the 5th inning. Hey, Tommy, great to see you.
A pleasure. My pleasure.
Super season.
Okay, thanks, Dick.
Tommy Hutton, one of the voices of the Miami Marlins, joining us. Watch out, mud is coming back. Baseball by GMC. See why incredible thinking is everywhere. Visit your local GMC dealer today. By Petco, the power of together. By Mercury Insurance. Mercury Insurance giving away Padre tickets. Learn more at mercuryinsurance.com/Padres. And by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. Underway, top of the 6th inning. Both pitchers in a groove at this point. 8 straight retired by Ross and 7 in a row by Fernandez. This is Christian Yelich. He has walked and struck out. Did not go, and he's back.
That was fun.
Yeah, it is fun. I did that in the Detroit series. You know, just you wonder what they're thinking, what they want to get from you. What was your best stuff?
I don't know. It just happened so quickly. Probably nothing.
3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down.
It's amazing. They wanted. I think they realized they wanted no part of me in South Florida.
No, I'm sure they had a good time, and we enjoyed our brief visit with Tommy Hutton.
Yeah, Rich Waltz was great. Always enjoy seeing those guys.
We should do that more often, you know?
Yeah.
Yelich couldn't find a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-0. The Padres lead as we enter the 6th inning. Chop to the left side. Amarista on the run, took the short hop and made the play. 9 in a row.
Well, Mark Sweeney, with a game like this where pitchers are throwing the way they are, it's a matter of who makes the mistakes, and Padres have capitalized on the mistakes.
And good defense tonight, too. You can see that, especially from Alexi Amarista coming full speed and making a great play at third base.
Handled that short hop perfectly.
You know, I'm sorry, Dick. You know, this club was out early today taking PFPs, bunt defenses.
Really?
Yeah, they were out about 3:30 today, 3:45. Bud Black had the troops out there. He likes to get them out there once in a while just to, you know, a little refresher course from spring training. They were hitting grounders to first. They were going over bunt defenses. Pitchers were covering first base, throwing double plays.
Well, it worked for Ross. He started a 1-4-3 double play back in the 3rd. And here it is. Practice does make perfect.
Get over there! Get over there! Everybody moving around and Buddy leading it.
Alexi another chance. 2 away as Dietrich bounces out to 3rd. 10 men in a row retired by Tyson Ross as we check our cold hard fact. Brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Giancarlo Stanton is the 5th player in the last 10 seasons to reach 40 RBIs in this short a time, just 35 games, leading the majors with 40. He has walked and knocked into that 1-4-3 double play the last time.
88-mile-an-hour changeup, first pitch offering to Stanton there. Hey, some Stanton fans.
Easy to be a fan of. Giancarlo Michael Stanton. Ground ball through the hole into left field. Well, considering his power, you'll take a single. 2 outs here in the 6th, and the 2nd and 3rd rounds complete in the draft. The Chargers took an outside linebacker from Georgia Tech, Jeremiah Adaochu. God bless you. And the 3rd round, Chris Watt, an offensive guard, Notre Dame.
Somewhere Mark Sweeney is smiling ear to ear with that 3rd round pick.
Go Irish, you know it.
So they went cornerback, outside rush linebacker, and offensive lineman. That's what everyone predicted, and true to form.
That's 2 years in a row, guys. Irish. Go Irish.
Okay. All right there, Lucky Charms.
McGee hits that one well to right field, giving ground. Venable and makes the catch at the edge of the track. We've completed 5.5. Padres by 2.
orders of the officers.
In the orders of the officers.
Appointed over me.
Appointed over me.
In accordance with regulation.
In accordance with regulation.
And the Uniform Code.
Uniform Code.
Military justice.
Military justice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Re-enlisting the ceremony, as that is our Southwest Airlines military spotlight.
Wow, what a step, huh, in somebody's life. And we say thank you, right?
Absolutely, every time. And Sunday Military Day, military spouses will be honored this Sunday. 12:30 for our telecast, 1 o'clock for the game time. Cabrera, then Smith and Grandal for the Padres. In the bottom of the 6th, Jose Fernandez in a groove, has retired 7 in a row.
Well, Mark Sweeney, it seems like Fernandez, after those 2 runs in that second inning, is throwing more off-speed stuff earlier in the count.
Yeah, it looks like he's definitely throwing that off-speed pitch. He fell in love with the breaking ball and the changeup early, but also going along with that fastball as well.
Into right field as Cabrera pulls a single and turns and looks out at Stanton, who almost dared him to take another step and would throw behind him. So a leadoff man on Cabrera. That's the first of the 4 hits. A single off Fernandez, the team with 4 hits, the team cycle. And
it was a fastball. Fernandez started off Cabrera with 2 off-speed pitches, changeups, and he's all over the fastball through the hole. A 3-hopper.
Single, double by Alonso, triple Seth Smith, and a home run for Jerko. 4 hits for the cycle for the Padres. Seth Smith tripled off the top of the wall, in and out of the glove of Stanton his last time up.
There's another first pitch off speeder.
He went to the fastballs in that second inning, and 4 straight hitters swung at the first pitch, and a home run and a double resulted in the Padres 2 runs.
Yeah, and that was the 7th toss for the young right-hander.
Changeup, he hasn't thrown many of those. 1-1 to Smith.
So like Cabrera, off-speed fastball. Smith, off-speed. See what he throws here.
Bottom of the 6th, leadoff man Cabrera with a single aboard. Padres lead 2-0. Well, how about the pitching? Last night, Ian Kennedy allowed only 1 run in his 7 innings. Ross, no runs in 6 innings tonight.
Last fastball missing big time from Fernandez.
90 miles an hour, so not the 94, 95 variety that he is capable of throwing. Cabrera with 6 steals has a nice lead. Line to right field, base hit. Cabrera turns and holds, and Smith is 2 for 3. He does love to hit here at Petco. 331 lifetime, and he's hitting about, well, with the 2 hits tonight, close to 390 this season at home.
Looks like he just got a looping breaking ball here, and it's up in the zone, right? But, you know, Mark Sweeney talks about hitting the top half of that baseball, getting on top of that pitch for the line drive, rather than a high fly ball to the outfield. Stay back on that nicely, Mark.
Yeah, such a great approach, because you look for that, and he's probably sitting on that fastball in a 2-1 count and gets that high breaking ball. He can adjust a lot easier in pulling that to right field.
Brings up Yasmani Grandal, safe on an error in the 2nd inning, and scored on Jerko's home run. Struck out the last time. In the dirt, good block by Soto Lamacchia.
Mark, those guys with the high velocity fastballs, but they have velocity on their breaking ball as well. A little bit easier to adjust, especially when it's elevated in the strike zone.
Yeah, there's not that differential, right? Because everything you hear about these pitchers that, you know, 3 pitches, but hard. Hot slider, hot curveball, hot changeup, hot for teacher. And Padres bats are taking advantage of that tonight.
2-0 to Grandal. No one out. Back-to-back singles to open the inning. Cabrera and Smith. Total of 5 hits tonight for San Diego. Only 3 Marlins base hits against Tyson Ross.
Looks like the velocity's down a little bit this inning as well for Fernandez. 95 in the first, 90 in this inning.
Misses again. 3-0. He's not walked a man tonight. That might be his first 3-0 count.
Mark Sweeney, you know, the body language tells you something too. Fernandez getting a little frustrated.
Taking time in between pitches, and you can see he's really reaching. He's not feeling very comfortable with his command.
It is the first time a Padre hitter has seen a 3-0 pitch. Got a little itchy feeling here that Grandal is green lighted 3-0.
Hey, if it's in that area about the size of a shoebox or maybe a DVD.
Not that toolbox in the garage.
Not the toolbox. No. Stay away from that.
Okay.
Hey, breaking up the rhythm a little bit here. Saltalamacchia out to have a chat with the runner on second base. Maybe kind of confused with the signs a little bit.
I like the orange glove. He coordinates the outfit, kind of like your purple tie with the purple socks.
It's accessorizing.
Yeah. Very nice.
Thank you.
No, I was talking about Fernandez.
Oh, I gotcha.
So 3-0. And what will Grandal do with this pitch? 2 on, no one out. Inside, 4-pitch walk. The bases are full of Padres. One over every pillow. Cabrera to third, Smith to second, and Grandal at first. First walk of the night.
Now, Mark, that speaks volumes of his command, because 3-0 breaking ball to Yasmani Grandal does not make any sense with that power fastball. Yeah. Obviously, he doesn't have that command of the fastball right now.
That's a good point. And with Chuck Hernandez, the pitching coach, out to have a chat. It'll be interesting to see how he pitches to Jed Jerko.
Jerko, listen to the sound. Just knew that ball was driven. Right field, number 4 for Jerko.
That was a pretty swing.
Into the jack track, and the Padres with Grandal aboard have the 2-0 lead and a chance to add on here in the last of the 6th inning. Jerko struck out the last time. His 2-run homer gives him 14 runs batted in to lead the team. 3 mates aboard with no one out. Infield in at the corners. McGee and Jones will come to the plate. They play back up the middle for a double play around the bag at second. Ball 1.
Good take. First pitch slider.
Cabrera with a single at third. Smith with a single at second. Grandal fills him up with a walk. Ball 2. Fastball misses low. That's 6 straight out of the strike zone from Fernandez. That ball is hit deep to left field. Jerko has hit a grand slam. Oh my, Jerko breaking out tonight. A pair of home runs. 6 runs batted in. A grand master for the Padres second baseman. And it's 6-0. His second career grand slam. No doubt about this one.
A 2-0 pitch that leaks down and in. And remember, the home run the other night against Kansas City was a mistake on the inner half. Boy, he gets to that baseball. Short and quick swing. Mark Sweeney, that is some kind of nice.
That is some kind of nice is right. You can understand the beginning of the game, you went right center, then you drive that fastball inside. on a hitter's count. Beautiful swing by Jed Jerko.
That's going to knock Jose Fernandez out of the game. That, understandably, in his second full season in the big leagues, his best ever RBI counts. Previously, it was 4, a pair of home runs, and 6 RBIs. He's accounted for all 6 tallies. Baseball by Sequan Casino. Real friendly, real close. By Jack in the Box. Head to Jack in the Box and try the new Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. And by the Aramco Group. Purchase, refinance, reverse. Visit us at aramco.biz. Well, what a night for Jed Jerko. A career performance, a pair of home runs, and 6 runs batted in as the Padres lead 6-0, all on the bat of Jed Jerko. In comes Brad Hand, 24-year-old left-hander. No one out here in the 6th, and a swinging bunt possibly here for Maben. The throw to first is not in time. Well, Maben's had a handful of those since he came back from the DL. The 4th hit of the inning. So Jose Fernandez goes 5 innings plus, 6 runs, 5 were earned, 6 hits, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts.
Well, when you top the baseball like that, you get a pitcher who's down to the zone, and you get some speed out of Cameron Maben, you will get those infield hits. Nice hustle by the Padres center fielder.
And some of you follow our little game we play, Pick the Stick. Each of us pick the player, and you get points for superlative efforts. Well, Jerko's 2 home runs and 1 a grand slam. That's worth 16 points. You know who picked him? Nobody tonight.
Unpicked.
Well, I could have used those 16. I might have even gotten back in the game.
Oh,
I'm so far back now, but that would have really been something. Well, I got a few. Seth Smith giving me 5. 2-0. Alonso, a double and a ground ball to first. Is this the night the offense finally breaks out for the Padres? 2 of the slumping hitters. Jerko, 2 home runs. Alonso, a crushing double to right center. That'll be slicing toward and out of play down the left field line.
Aloha, Mr. Hand. Brad Hand, 2 left-handers out of the bullpen. Brad Hand throws a fastball, curveball change. No shirt, no shoes.
He's from Minnesota.
No dice. He's from Minnesota?
Yeah, he doesn't need all that under gear. Top pick of the Marlins, a 2nd rounder back in 2008 as a teenager. So in the inning, Cabrera singled to right, Smith singled to right. Grandal walked to load the bases. And Jerko brought them all home on a grand slam, way outside. And one of those off nights for an outstanding pitcher, Jose Fernandez. Remember, he had pitched twice before against the Padres and shut him out both times. Didn't get a single run off him in only 5 hits and 14 2/3 innings, but they were waiting tonight.
I'll tell you what, guys, I think that the Padre hitters, Alonso, Powell, the coaches, Phil Plantier, really had a good approach.
That ball off the end of the bat, but carrying well, and that's over the head of Stanton. Maben on his way to third, and into second goes Alonso with his second double of the night. Well, those bats have come out of storage. A couple of doubles for Alonso.
Well, Mark Sweeney, the majority of these hits tonight for the Padres, 8 in all. A lot of them have been squared up, and once again, Yonder Alonso needed that first hit. This second double, icing on the cake there.
Confidence plays a lot in this game, and you can see under Alonso with that confidence, especially after that first hit. You see the confidence there, and then emotion in the game. I love to see it from the Padres.
Hey, that was only like maybe 4 feet from going out.
Yeah, that was halfway up the wall. Amarista with the infield in. He's grounded to short, grounded to second. Second and third. No one out. And 4 runs already home here in the 6th.
See, this is where you get greedy. Mark Sweeney's been on teams before offensively to where sure it's 6-0, but you know what? Those 2 runs out there, you got to get those runs in.
100%. These guys definitely understand the importance of scoring runs and also maintaining that confidence level the team has right now.
1-1. Amarista with Tyson Ross on deck. Got a call there, did Hand. 1-2. Yeah, the Padres, when they score just 4 runs or more, are 10-1 this year. Line drive, base hit to right field. Maben comes in. Here's Alonso around third. The throw by Stanton. No, he's going to go back to third, and wisely so. Look where Glenn Hoffman is. Almost halfway to home plate. He brought him around, and then he saw Stanton come up with a big throw and said, "Get your legs back to third base."
There you go. Yeah, because there's nobody out, right? The Padres have a chance to make it even a bigger inning, and Alexi goes down and gets this one. My goodness, that's down below the knees, in between the knees and the shoe tops, and once again squares it up. Look, Glenn Hoffman, as you mentioned down the line here. Oh, wait, hold on there, big boy.
So Maben scores from third at 7-0. Still no one out. And that's the high total of runs for the entire season. 7. It's 5 in this inning, and runners are at first and third, no one out, and a bunt try by Ross, a safety squeeze. Ross, the 8th man to bat. Singles Cabrera, Smith. Grand slam Jerko, single Maben, double Alonso, RBI single Amarista, and explosion. It is fireworks night.
Yeah. For the good guys.
Absolutely. This is going to be therapeutic. Ross pulls the bat back and takes 1-1. Pulled back, 2-1. Needless to say, this is the biggest inning of the season for the Padres. The most they had scored in any one inning coming into tonight's game was 3. They've doubled that tonight, almost, with 5. And a chance to double it with no one out and a man at third, another at first. Alonso and Amarista at the corners. Foul ball. So at the very worst here, a safety squeeze, or if it's not a good bunt, then you still move Amarista into scoring position.
Exactly. And you know what, Dick, it's always in the back of my head also. Remember when Tyson hurt his shoulder up in L.A.? Remember? That left shoulder subluxation?
When you get a ball off the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, when a pitcher has an injury like that swing, it's just always in the back of your mind. But you're right, getting him over, doesn't get the run in, at least you get 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out.
Going to try again and pulls back. It's 3-2. And along with this being the most runs scored by the Padres in a game this year, and the most runs in an inning, it's the most hits in an inning. 6 hits for the Padres here in the 6th. Venable would be next. 3-2. There's the bunt, and a good one. Alonso stays at third, and they get Tyson at first on the 2-4 putout. Sacrifice moves Amarista to second.
Well, Mark Sweeney, we saw a couple of good swings off the bat of Jed Jerko. Your analysis.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at Jed Jerko, first of all, he has a short, compact swing. That's when he's going well. Plus, we always talk about right center, that approach that he has, that he can drive it both sides. One's to the right center on the left, and then he pulls the ball down the line in the hitter's count. Short, compact swing with a lot of power when he's right.
So Jerko started tonight with 3 home runs and a dozen RBIs. Now has 5 home runs and adds 6 more RBIs to a healthy 18 for the season. Will Venable, 9th man to bat, looking for his first hit of the night. He's 0 for 3, ground out, lined out, flew out, infield in. Two 2-0. It's just like the weather we've had here in San Diego, looking for rain. It's just you wait and you wait and you wait. A drought. Well, you're waiting for runs and hits. The drought is broken tonight in the 6th inning. 5 big ones. That's a nice looking crooked number.
Absolutely. And it's time to add on even more.
1 out, 2nd and 3rd. Left center field. Over to get it is Yelich. Makes the catch. Tagging and coming home, Alonso. A 6-run inning. It's 8-0 Padres. Credit Venable with his 5th RBI of the season. That San Diego State Aztec group, all their fans here and their basketball team after a great season, bringing some of that spirit to Petco tonight.
Yeah.
Well, Cabrera started the inning with a ground ball single to right field. Amarista out at second base, 2 outs.
Hey, Dick, who says you can't have a snowman in San Diego in early May? Look at that snowman.
Ah.
Don't you love it?
Everything but the carrot for the nose.
Yeah.
Season high. Cabrera takes 2-0. Batting right-handed for the first time. Seth Smith on deck. Right field, slicing foul. It's not the high against Miami pitching. They gave up 10 runs and a 10-7 loss to Washington.
Hey.
Ooh, almost to the screen, and it's 3-1.
He almost hit the bull on that one. Oh, wow. That one got out of hand. That was bad. Don't even patronize. Don't even encourage me, Professor. Please. Don't.
Well, you know you're
I'm even telling you. It was a tired joke, and I admit it. See, I'll admit when I'm wrong or a bad one.
There's no bad ones when it comes to smiles. 3-1. Went after ball 4. 24 pitch inning for Brad Hand, relieving Jose Fernandez. 2 of the runs charged to Hand, and Tyson Ross with the comfort that few Padre pitchers have enjoyed this year, a cushion of 8 runs. No one has had that kind of support. Ball 4. The 11th man to bat in the inning is Seth Smith with 2 men aboard. Time now for you to tweet your photo using hashtag SDFanPhoto. Chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T.
You know, Mark Sweeney, another thing that I look at, not only the runs being scored this inning, but the Marlins defense being out of that field for a long time. That's an advantage for the Padres.
Very difficult to take, but you're also seeing too, Mark, I think a different intensity by the Padre hitters. Yes, you have confidence because they're scoring a lot of runs, but you see that workman-like atmosphere even in the dugout. These guys are very serious tonight, and people might say, hey, why right now? Well, because you had a huge challenge on your hands tonight.
Smith, a triple and a single, scored a run. 2 on, 2 out, and 1-1 the count. That's the 41st pitch of the inning, combining Fernandez and Hand. And Jerko saying, hey, I might get up again. Hit the left field. Toward the line goes Yelich, and makes the catch in fair territory. But the Padres roll a 6 in the 6th. 4 of them off the bat of Jed Jerko, his second career grand slam. Six RBIs and a pair of home runs, 1 a grand slam. 8-0 Padres going to the top of the 7th, and tonight 50 students from After School All-Stars rode the Fox Sports San Diego Fan Express to the game. Tonight's Fan Express trip was sponsored by Kaiser Permanente. Having a good time tonight, 50 students. And Jerk will go home in his own limousine tonight. The performance he has authored. So Tyson Ross going to get the final 9 outs. It'll be Saltalamacchia. You could see Jerko moving into that shift. There are 3 men on the right side. Then Jones and Ozuna against Ross, who's allowed just 3 hits. All 3 singles.
Now the same intensity here, right, Dick, for Tyson Ross.
Pride in being able to finish a really outstanding game and pitching performance.
Like it's nothing.
7 strikeouts and only 2 walks from Ross tonight. Pound the strike zone. You got the lead. Saltalamacchia, he gets in a rut, doesn't he? Last night he struck out, and then he struck out the next 3 times, 4 in a row. Tonight he grounded to first, so he grounded to first again. Oof. Good pitch there. That was a wicked slap. Two and 2.
Carlos Marmol warming up in the aquarium for the Marlins.
Former Chicago Cub. Way off the mark and the count full. Jones and Ozuna to follow here in the Miami 7th inning, and the Padres lead 8-0. Back up the middle, the shift works. That's Amarista on the second base side to throw him out. So do you score that 5-3 or 4-3?
I go 5-3.
Time for the Saquon Casino Daycation stat of the game. 17 strikeouts recorded last night by Padre pitchers, tied for the 6th most in a single game in team history. 20 is the all-time record. 17 last night, and Ross was 7 more this evening. Well, that's confusing. You look at the book and you see 5-3. And yet
how do you score it?
I'm going to put a double score there. I'm going to score it 5-3, but I'm going to write up in the corner 4-3. That'll remind me that the shift was on. But it shouldn't it be by position rather than
where it's
by
hit?
name?
Yeah, that's an interesting point. But you know what? That's the beauty of scoring, right? You have your certain way. I've got my on mine. I say out matters. It was an out. Right?
Who cares? It's an out, huh? Garrett Jones has struck out both times. Oh, another slider. Approaching the 100 pitch mark is Tyson Ross. It's a matter with this big lead. How far you let him go, and Jones has punched out 3 straight times. Total of 8 strikeouts for Ross. That'll bring up Marcell Ozuna, who's grounded out, struck out.
I'll tell you what, Tyson Ross with the 8-0 lead seems to be a man possessed. And we talked about that intensity going out this half inning. He is pitching like it's nothing. He's not messing around.
In for a strike.
And we take a look at the breakdown. The biggest workload, Dick, was in that first inning with 23 tosses.
And past the century mark now. So are you content with 7 shutout innings? Should he indeed get Ozuna and complete the 7th?
Well, you know, I think he's pretty much done after this inning. And the only reason why I say that is because of his previous starts. The most he's thrown before was 103. That was at Milwaukee. You know, he's thrown 100, over 100 4 times. This will be the 5th.
He went 8 innings against the Giants shutout pitching in a win here at Petco earlier. Swing. And a foul is 2-2. Fireworks Friday. Appropriately, the Padres explode. 6-run 6th inning. A grand slam by Jerko, and they lead it 8-0. Out of play. Well, tomorrow, remember, a 5:30 game will be on the air at 5 o'clock here on Fox Sports San Diego. Eric Stoltz goes for a second win against Nate Eovaldi. He's 2-1. Hard thrower, 2.78 ERA. Full count. Fouled in and out of the glove of Grandal.
Hey, tonight after Padres Live, catch a new episode of Padres POV presented by Sequan Casino. Tonight we have premiere special Mother's Day edition of Padres POV. Oh, look at Nick Vincent. Coming up through the minor leagues, he grew up in Ramona, which means his mother is at nearly every home game. Plus, the new book features the photos taken by Padres fans, and we'll show you. And an amazing local nurse who has close ties to the Padres. You'll never guess who it is. Tonight after Padres Live. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss it.
Hit down the left field line, hooking, and that ball is gone. Just fair, and Ozuna spoils the shutout bid of Ross with 2 outs here in the 7th. That's his 6th home run of the year. 8-1 the score. Full count. Ozuna got a fastball and delivered it just fair.
And you know, from the
no, it wasn't. There was a slider that
you're
hung.
right. Good pickup there, Dick. It was a hanging slider, and up in the off the upper basket on the Western Metal Supply Company building.
And that's the short distance to left field, just above the 336 marker. So the Marlins are on the board, 8-1. Echeverria the batter, 2-0. You saw Tim Stauffer getting ready in the bullpen.
I think this might be Tyson's last hitter regardless. If he gets on base, if he gets him out, call it a good 7 innings.
110 pitches. That's the slider again.
And hopefully he finishes it off with a strikeout and call it a night.
Right field. Venable there. Inning over. And Tyson Ross will get a standing ovation as he walks to the dugout. It's 8-1 Padres.
Buddy Black has taken about this lack of offense recently. He recalls May 11, 2011. One game, 23 hits, 13 runs. He says, we struggled up until that point. It took one game, and that switched things around. So maybe a game like today can be kind of the cure-all for this offense. Kind of see the same thing. May, 8th are we? May 11th? Maybe we'll see some similarities.
All right, let's hope so. May 9th might be the night that the doctor arrived and brought some therapy to those bats. 8-1 the score. Carlos Marmol is the new pitcher. The new catcher is Jeff Mathis, and Ed Lucas takes over at shortstop.
Well, Dick mentioned earlier Carlos Marmol, a former Chicago Cub, and we've seen him many times. And the scouting report, as you take a look at his numbers, is that he can get wild. 8 walks and 11+ frames. And in those 11+, a couple of home runs. And as mentioned, Ed Lucas will be at shortstop, and Jeff Mathis now putting down the signs.
31-year-old Marmol, 8 years with the Cubs. Dodgers at the end of last year. 21 games the Dodgers picked him up from the Cubs. Exchange for Matt Guerrero, the right-handed pitcher. 1-for-1 swap with the Cubs mid-season last year.
Pretty much just a 2-pitch pitcher. Fastball slider from Marmol.
It'll be Grandal, Jerko, and Maven here in the last of the 7th. Three 3-0. Grandal safe on an error by the first baseman Jones in the 2nd inning, and rode home on Jerko's right field home run. That was the first 2 runs for the Padres, and then they added 6 more in the 6th. The grand slam by Jerko. Grandal was aboard on a walk that thing, and he's aboard again, a leadoff walk, just as you indicated. Marmol can be a little wild. Time now for the Bill Howell play of the game, and no surprise, his 2nd major league grand slam, no doubt about it. Off one of the best pitchers in baseball, Jose Fernandez. Jerko with a career night, 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in. Our Bill Howell play of the game. Well, let's see what he has in store this time. Padre record shared at 3 home runs in a single game by Colbert, Finley, Caminiti, Boone, and Nevin. Steve Finley doing it twice. Fooled on that pitch, and it's 0-2, breaking ball. Leadoff walk, Grandal.
Hey, we got a special friend watching the game. Crystal Thompson. She's at Thornton Hospital at UCSD. Big time Padre fan, a little under the weather. Hoping she gets better. She's in our thoughts and prayers. Big time fan, never misses a game. Crystal, get well. We're thinking of you.
All right, Crystal, keep watching. Line drive, center field. That'll drop in for a hit. A 3-for-4 night for Jerko. Grandal stops at 2nd. So 2 on with no one out here in the 7th. So the other piece of business, along with wishing Tony Gwynn a happy birthday, happy number 54. Chase Headley is celebrating a birthday today and tonight, his 30th. You saw that base hit of Jerko, not on the sweet spot, off the end of the bat. Drops it into center field. Chase Headley, who is eligible to come off the DL tomorrow. 30 years young today. Cameron Maben, an infield hit in 3 trips.
And with that runner on second base, Marmol wants to have a chat with Jeff Mathis.
Well, the Padres, with a hit by Jerko, have 10 hits tonight. And that ends another string. They had gone 12 games in a row without getting more than 9 hits in a game. So that's a long run of low hit games. And so they're going over the barriers tonight. The dam is finally broken. .94 on the fastball. Alonso on deck. Smith with a pair of hits, a single and a triple. Jerko with 3 hits, 2 home runs and a single, and 2 hits for Alonso, both doubles. Tyson Ross, we presume his evening is complete.
Tim Stauffer looks like he's ready. He's been up, as you mentioned earlier, Dick. He got up a little bit ago.
Lee Blair, the bullpen coach, out there with Tim. Ooh, 55-footer. By the mound, that could be 2. There's 1. And a double play. 4-6-3. With Grandal moving to third. Now let's take a look at Yonder Alonso. The spring chart brought to you by Southwest Airlines.
Well, left field heavy for Yonder Alonso. Well, he put a charge into one last time of that double. In fact, both his doubles, Dick, have been on the first base side of second base. So he's getting out front a little bit, pulling those pitches.
Both hit on the line as Nick Hundley jogs in from the bullpen. Walk to Grandal, single Jerko, but Maben on a check swing bounces into a 4-6-3 double play. So Grandal at third, 2 out here in the bottom of the 7th. One and one. Carlos Marmol must frustrate his managers because he's got such good stuff, but he doesn't know where it's going. 2-1.
That's what I'd like to see sometimes when there's a pitcher like that out there. How many legitimate strikes are actually being thrown? Because guys are going to swing at balls, right? Especially when they're behind in the count or ahead in the count. For Marmol, like 1-2, it's really tough to lay off that slider. He'll bounce it, but yet hitters will swing right over the top. How many legitimate strikes does he throw? Like, for instance, that would be a ball, right, if taken. Right. But easier said than done.
2 balls and a strike to Alonso. Chance to pick up the Padres' 9th run of the evening. That's right. If you're just joining us, the Padres with 2 in the 2nd on a 2-run homer Jerko, 6 in the 6th, 4 of them on a grand slam Jerko. And this one right at the shortstop, Echeverria. And that's it for the Padres in the 7th. On to the 8th. Home team by 7.
lit for the Padres. 8-1 right now, top of the 8th inning. Mark Sweeney, Mike Pomeranz working on Padres Live, the post-game show brought to you by Cox Communications. How about Tyson Ross tonight in that slider?
Getting on top of the slider, and you can see the awkward swings, but the good tilt late in the swings, late in the zone, and both sides of the plate. Dominating performance tonight.
So we've got Tyson. We have Jed Jerko, who has 6 RBIs and a grand slam to boot, plus a 2-run homer. You'll get everything that had to do with tonight's ballgame. You're going to hear from the manager, Buddy Black. We have a preview of Padres POV, which features Mother's Day and Nick Vincent and his family. All that plus a whole lot more coming up to the final out tonight. And the way things are going, I don't want this night to end, gents.
Hey, Michael, how far were you from that home run, the grand slam by Jerko? It must have been near you. Huh?
Well, I got to tell you, I ran like a school kid. I left my jacket in the wake, that's for sure. I think I started about 10 feet from the ball. I ended about 50 yards.
All right, we'll look forward to the Emmy Award-winning Fox Sports San Diego Padres Live, the post-game show. So stay with us. It'll be interesting to get Jerko's remarks, won't it? His career game, a pair of home runs, and his career high 6 runs batted in a game.
These kids are fired up. They want to see more. As Tim Stauffer will now toe the slab in relief of Tyson Ross.
And Ed Lucas hits for the first time in the pitcher's spot.
What a great night in the big leagues for Tyson Ross, huh?
He and Kennedy back-to-back performances. Yep. Outstanding. 7 innings, 1 run, the home run that he gave up with 2 outs in the 7th. 4 hits is all, 2 walks and 8 strikeouts. The line for Tyson Ross. 2-0 to Lucas and 3-0.
Kevin Slowey up in the Marlins bullpen.
That's a strike. Lucas has been up only 13 times with 4 hits, all singles. And the count runs out. 3-2.
Hey, 3-2 late on the fastball. So Tim Stauffer trying to peck away at that outside part of the plate as Christian Yelich waits on deck. Last time out for Tim was back on the 5th against the Royals. That was back on Monday.
And he lost him. Lead-off walk here in the 8th for the Marlins. And as promised earlier in the game, we have the AT fan photo. Tweet your photo, the hashtag SD fan photo, for a chance to be shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Susan giving that panoramic view of beautiful Petco Park.
Very nice.
Leadoff hitter Yelich has struck out, walked, and grounded to third baseman Amarista.
Come on now. Yazzi's like, okay, time for a little meeting. A little pick-me-up. Little pat on the rear end. Okay, hey, look, we're up 8-1. Let's go right after these guys. Try not to be so fine. Make a good pitch down to the zone. Let's get a ground ball.
Might get you a double play.
Let's get 2.
So it walks the leadoff man Lucas, and now 2-0 to Yelich. And just in case, Darren Bowlesley may have someone start to get loose in the pen. That's in there, 2-1.
And the biggest compliment you can give your catcher or coach is when, after a visit, you fire a strike, which Tim Stauffer does right there.
Nick Vincent first up. Checks the double play ball. 6-3. A double play. Cabrera does the job himself, and then over to Alonso for the second out. Let's take a look at the keys to the game as Mark Grant presented them. Honda dealers of San Diego County.
Oh, it's worth another look, Professor. Don't let Stanton beat you. Well, a walk, 1-4-3 double play, and a single. Not much damage from their kid slugger. And let's get some runs. Let's get some runs.
Very good.
Season high 8. Count them, 8.
Keys to the game. Right on, Mark Grant.
Oh, thank you, Professor.
All right, 2 outs. And a nice one-hopper out to Jerko. 4-3 in the inning over. Started with the leadoff walk. Quickly, the double play and the ground out. And we go to the home half of the 8th. The Carl's Jr. star of the game. Is there any doubt about it? Jed Jerko, a 2-run homer in the second and a grand slam in the 6th inning. There's the 2-run shot. And in the 6th, bases full and off starter Jose Fernandez. A 6-run inning and a 6 RBI night for Jed Jerko, our Carl's Jr. star of the game.
I like it. And the star on his sleeve with the JC would be very, very proud of Jed Jerko tonight.
He'd hang a star on the performance tonight.
Yes, he would.
This is Kevin Slowey, who comes in for the 8th inning for Miami. 4th pitcher used. And he'll face Amarista, Stauffer, or a pinch hitter, and Venable. Amarista into the left field corner, foul. Just foul. Reed Johnson has entered the game and is in right field for the Marlins, and Donovan Solano takes over at third base. There's Johnson, the veteran, in right, giving Stanton the rest of the night off. And Solano at third. And it remains 1-2 on Amarista. Singled in a run in the 6th inning and has grounded out twice. hitters might come out with those welders masks tomorrow. With Eovaldi pitching, he's a flamethrower.
Yeah, he can get it up there now. High 90s.
It's the old saying, big of the arrow, harder they fall. Well,
That's
the faster they throw, the farther it goes.
Yep. Great approach tonight by the Padre hitters. Swinging early in the count on the fastball out of the hand of Jose Fernandez and capitalizing on that.
Up the middle, and Amarista has his second hit. Padres now with 11 in the game. And that'll bring up pinch hitter Kyle Blanks. Blanks to hit for Stauffer.
Coming right back at you, Kevin Slowey. A ground ball to the center fielder. That's not worthy of a hockey suit because it really wasn't that close to Slowey. So let's stick with the grounder to the center fielder as Kevin Quackenbush heats up for the Padres.
Oh. Quackenbush called up this week. He's had a superb minor league career. And Blanks takes a strike. For Kyle, just a handful of at-bats. This is his 9th at-bat. He's 1 for 8. Will Venable, the leadoff hitter, on deck. Up the middle, Echeverria juggles, throws, not in time. Boy, that was one of those balls that's either going to be a base hit or a double play.
Yep.
Echeverria got to it, but not cleanly. And with Amarista charging towards second, he couldn't get the play there. And Blanks runs very well. We know that as a big man. Oh, there, lost the play there, and Blanks hustling has an infield hit.
Oh, just beat it out.
Lucas there at shortstop now in the late innings. So 2 on with no one out for Will Venable. Left field slicing into the corner. Tough play for Yelich. And he makes the play at the warning path, and hustling back to second is Amarista.
Saturday, MLB on Fox Sports 1 is back with a doubleheader as Buster Posey and the Giants renew their rivalry with Yasiel Puig and the Dodgers. Then the Indians take on Evan Longoria and the Rays. The action starts at 12:30 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
Cabrera has a base hit and a walk, 1 for 3. Ball 1. Well, the Padres with a dozen hits tonight. You have to go all the way back to April 11th against the Tigers. They collected 13 hits in that game. That was the opener of the Tiger series. Rick Porcello was a pitcher. That's some 26, 27 games ago. Eight to 1, San Diego. And 2-1, Cabrera with Seth Smith on deck. Foul ball off the front foot of Cabrera.
Fastball in, four-seamer, topped it. Ooh, off the knee, huh? The right knee, looks like.
Shin, or the shin at least. Yeah. You know what that's like? Never mind. Never mind.
No, I want to know.
Tell you tomorrow. 2-2.
Oh,
nice stop. Catcher Mathis able to block that. Scoreboard encouraging fans to let out a little steam. Full count on Cabrera. Amarista and Blanks aboard. Another foul.
Well, a lot of pitches up in the zone from Kevin Slowey. My goodness. Looks like the stock market on the rise, and then not so good.
Base hit would bring it at Earl. And he pops it up left side. Infield fly rule. And third baseman Solano makes the catch.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Smith has flied out twice, tripled and singled. As he steps into the batter's box, he's hitting a .302 pace. Best of those with more than 30 at bats so far this year. Top hitter for the Padres. He's going for something big. Changeup. Amarista and Blanks at second and first with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. And pulled foul. Seth Smith nearly homered back in the 3rd inning. Watch Stanton. He'll go up above the wall, deny the home run, the ball in the glove, but when he hits his hand against the wall, it flips the ball out of the webbing, and Smith running all the way. Pulls up at third with a triple.
A couple of things there. Seth Smith really got to that baseball because it was a pitch on the inside part of the plate. Got his hands in to get that fat pedal to the barrel on the baseball, and then a great athletic play by Giancarlo Stanton.
Count remains 2 strikes on Smith. And it began as a pitcher's duel. Tyson Ross of the Padres, Jose Fernandez, the sensational 21-year-old Cuban for the Marlins. But the Padres got the 2 runs on Jerko's home run in the 2nd. That's been enough so far. But then they pulled a big number 6 in the 6th. The grand slam Jerko. Check swing. High fastball. Jerko itching to get another chance.
Yeah.
Huh? 2 home runs and a single for Jed. In on the fist. Count remains 1-2.
You know, you look back at that Miami 7th inning, Dick, when they hit the solo home run off of Ozuna. In the games past, that home run, even in the solo shot, would be a big thing for the opposition, right, and no wiggle room for the Padres. But because tonight, the 2 in the 2nd, the 6 in the 6th, the home run's no big deal, right?
It's interesting. The runs match the innings.
Yeah.
2 in the second and 6 in the sixth. Giants are leading at Los Angeles 3-1. Another pitcher's duel there. Giants prevailed last night, remaining a game ahead of Colorado in the NL West. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Seth Smith. Deuces wild. Full count. So Amarista at second and Banks at first will take off. Smith trying to rub a base hit into that eye and score another run. Watch out. Wicked line drive. Fortunately, some empty seats there.
Sunday's our special day at Petco Park, Dick, aren't they? Well, Padres honor the men and women of the armed forces and their families who support them. Sunday, coming up in a few days, May 11th, it's Military Spouse Appreciation Day presented by USAA. Enjoy a special pregame ceremony before the Padres take on these Marlins. First pitch is at 1:10. Don't wait. Go to Padres.com to get your tickets today.
That's slicing toward the crowd, be out of play. So I'm going to wear my pink tie on Sunday.
I'm wearing pink too in honor of Mother's Day since it's spouse, right?
Right.
Could be father or mother, but in recognition of Mother's Day, nice call.
Breast cancer awareness. The players will use the pink bats and they'll wear the ribbons, and even the baseball will have pink, not red stitches on it, as you showed the other night.
Aren't moms great? Look at that.
Yeah, most important women in our life, development of our soul. Full count again, and another foul. Moms and grandmoms.
Hey, a lot of brown out there tonight. Got the old school Padre hats and jerseys working.
Runners wind up again and take off. 3-2 to Smith. Slowey, just that. I would prefer the pitcher with the surname Hurry. Now Smith backs up. Right center field, a long run for Ozuna. He won't get there. That's up against the wall. 2 runs will score. Smith with a double. It's 10-1. What an at bat. He was down 0-2 in the count. Fouled off several. And Smith with a big night. Single, double, triple for the Padre left fielder.
Well, there's that familiar sound again as Seth Smith takes advantage of that pitch on the inner third of the plate. Right on the sweet spot and beating the shift. Ozuna was playing on the shortstop side of second base. You can see how far he has to run. No chance. Plays the carom. 2 RBIs. And Mr. Enberg is making some hay tonight on Pick the Stick.
Seth Smith doing a nice job. 9 points. I might catch up by about August 1st. Dig my way out of the summer.
It's a long season, right?
Yeah, that's right. You never know. Well, Smith has really lived up to the reason why I picked him was that his career average here at Petco is .331. In the last 20 games, he's been hot, .333, and he's continued on that pace tonight. 3 for 5. Grandal has walked twice, scored once, struck out, and safe on an error. So he's scored a couple of times. And cold strike 3. But the Padres on 3 hits score 2 more on Smith's 2-run double. It's 10-1. Padres baseball by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. By Petco, the power of together. And by your San Diego Lexus dealer. The Padres with their hitting close on tonight. 10 runs on 13 hits to lead the Miami Marlins 10-1. As we go to the top of the 9th inning, and Kevin Quackenbush, called up from El Paso, makes his first appearance since he was up earlier in the year and was in 1 game.
Yeah, that game was in Washington back in April 25th, and it's good to see Kevin back out there, as you mentioned, Dick. And you know what else I like about this? With the big lead, Bud Black is giving him an inning, but it doesn't matter what the score is. There's no better feeling as Kyle Blanks goes out in left field. It's for a pitcher like Kevin to finish this game. Get the last out, shake hands with catcher Yasmani Grandal, and be in that congratulation line on their way to the dugout after this one. So hopefully a nice, quick, clean inning for Kevin.
Kevin is 25, of Floridian, Land O'Lakes, Florida. He was drafted in the 8th round by the Padres 3 years ago, and he's had a sterling minor league career. At Tucson last year, he was 8-2 with a 2.91 ERA. He'll face Reed Johnson to lead off the 9th inning. First pitch swinging and playable in shallow right. Venable gives way to Alonso in foul territory. 1 away. Chris, what do you have for us?
Let's get 3 things to know about Quackenbush. I asked him, hey, are you superstitious? And he said, yeah, I actually am. Here's what he has to do. Strikes the rubber 3 times over the offseason. Got a brand new puppy, a German Shepherd named Tug, after Tug McGraw, the former pitcher. Also eats Mexican food every day. I like that about him.
I don't. I'm staying away.
He's in the right place here in Southern California, San Diego. So many good Mexican restaurants. Casey McGee ripped a line drive off the leg of Ross for a base hit his first time up, and it's grounded out and flied out since. Fortunately for Ross, he was not injured, but he took the full force of a wicked line drive on the calf of his leg.
Yeah, that could have been much worse, huh? That could have been scary.
One and two. An unusual name with the Stanley Cup playoffs underway. Some of you old timers that followed hockey back in the 50s. There was a Quackenbush, a very good hockey player in Detroit. For the Red Wings, Bill Quackenbush. defenseman. He said, maybe I'm related. There are not many around.
Well, Kevin Quackenbush is a biggin, and you know what? That's the change-up grip way up on top. And look at it, almost looks like he's looking up at the upper deck there. Did you see that? Kind of taking his eyes off the target a little bit. Matt Cain does that a lot too. You see still photos of Matt Cain. He's actually looking up in the air.
Fernando Valenzuela-like. Huh?
Yeah.
1-2. Outside, 2-2. Dad was a fine athlete, a football player, freshman at West Point. He played a little football himself. Quackenbush, a tight end and a defensive end. I said, which side of the ball did you enjoy most?
Look, can I guess? Probably the defensive side.
You're absolutely right. He'd like to hit people.
Hey, let's take a look at Quackenbush coming at you from the stretch. High leg kick, right over the top. Finishes off pretty well towards home plate. Watch his eyes. See how he kind of takes his eyes off a little bit. And then back on target.
2-2 on McGee, and the count full. Top of the ninth, the Padres with an explosion tonight on Fireworks Friday. It's 10-1. There's been some sparklers in the past. Tonight it's the big aerial bombs. 2 of them from Jed Jerko's bat. Ball 4. And that's what Bud Black does not want to see. A walk here with a 10-1 lead. Solano is the hitter. Check that. Mathis in the many changes made. The catcher. And takes a strike. Scoreboard has Solano at the plate, but Jeff Mathis is the hitter. Getting in Saltalamacchia's spot. Late on that swing, and Quackenbush has himself a strikeout tonight.
He just reared back and threw the old fastball right by him.
Garrett Jones up 3 times, struck out 3 times. A victory tonight will end a 3-game losing streak for the Padres and snap a 5-game winning string for the Marlins. More importantly, not just a win, but a breakout offensive win for San Diego.
Would you consider this a laugher? I think this is a laugher.
Yeah, we've had many of those.
Yeah, and you need those once in a while.
Weak swing by Jones, and he's a pitch away from equaling Saltalamacchia. Saltalamacchia's 4 consecutive strikeouts last night. Quackenbush as the fans rise, 22,553. Strikes out Jones, and the ball game is over. A big night for Jerko and the Padres. 10-1 the final. San Diego 10, Miami 1. Mike Pomerantz.
Guys, that's exactly what we needed to see for sure. We're going to interview Jed Jerko live in just a moment. We'll talk Tyson Ross, and we'll show you some action from around the league.